I think that women over 50 carry a power that society completely misunderstands. And because of that, a lot of women reach this stage feeling invisible rather than valuable. In this video, I would like to talk deeply about why I believe that wisdom and age are gifts, and why women should stop hiding from this stage of life. I understand why women struggle emotionally with aging. We live in a world that constantly tells women that their value is connected to their youth. Stay young, look younger, don't gain weight, don't get wrinkles, don't get gray hair, don't change. Women receive these messages constantly for decades. And after hearing them long enough, women start feeling afraid of their own aging. So if you felt invisible, there's a reason for that. You can actually see the pain that this causes. Women are mocked for aging naturally, and then they're mocked for trying to stop it. Many women endure painful surgeries and procedures, trying to hold on to that version of themselves that society told them was accepted. Even something like a mommy makeover is really heartbreaking when you think about what it actually says. A woman nourishes and grows a human life inside of her, and then she feels pressured to erase every sign that it ever happened. That pain is real. And I think many women quietly carry grief around their own aging because they were taught that their value lessens the more that they've lived. But the older I get, the more deeply I question that belief. Because by the time a woman reaches this stage of life, she has already lived through so many experiences that her younger version of herself would never understand. She has loved people through difficult seasons. She has carried responsibilities. She has worried about money. She has held families together. She has survived heartbreak, and she has sacrificed for people that she's loved. And many women have done that, all while nurturing the people around them, and often at the expense of themselves. That is not weakness. That is wisdom through living. I've also been thinking a lot lately about the word crone, because when most people hear that word, they immediately picture the old woman that society has taught us to picture. The woman with the hooked nose and the missing teeth, the woman that was mocked or feared. But lately I've been asking myself, what if that picture was completely distorted? What if the crone was actually a woman that endured, a woman who weathered life, a woman who loved deeply, a woman that kept showing up for her family and her community over and over again, even in the difficult times? What if her wrinkles were not something that was shameful? What if it was proof of living? What if the softness in her face comes from decades of loving others? What if her tiredness comes from years of carrying responsibilities that most people never fully understand? And what if losing some of her youth was never the tragedy we were taught to believe? In many ancient traditions, elder women were deeply respected. They were the wisdom keepers, the storytellers, the healers, the guides. Their role was not to disappear. Their role was to pass down wisdom to the next generation. And that is sacred work. I think younger generations desperately need elder women that are willing to be seen, women that are willing to share what life has taught them, not because they're perfect, but because they've lived. Because there is something incredibly powerful about a woman that's endured difficult things and still chooses to love. A woman who still nurtures, still creates, still grows, and still believes that life has meaning. That kind of woman carries wisdom that the world needs desperately. Maybe this stage of life is not about becoming less. Maybe this is the stage of life where a woman is fully formed, not untouched by life, but shaped by it. Not perfect, but deeply real. Not invisible, but powerful in a deeper, quieter way. So if you've been feeling invisible or struggling with aging or wondering if your value is fading, I really hope you begin to see yourself differently. Your age is not something to apologize for. Your voice matters. Your wisdom matters. And your experience matters. And the woman that you're becoming now may carry more value than the younger version of you ever realized. Your age is not the end of your value. It may actually be your superpower. And maybe showing up for yourself now in this stage of life is one of the most important things that you can do. What is the one area in your life that you can show up for yourself today? I would love to hear about it. Let's do this together. And I'll see you in the next one.